charts at the time. We always talk about how these soundtracks for these 90s movies was what was up at the time. You don't see that at these movies anymore.
They used to always play this video on TV with, Dr. Dre and stuff. But we're introduced to a character, Ezell, played by A.J. Johnson, the male A.J. Johnson. He passed away not too long ago. A lot of people in this movie are now gone. This was, 30 years ago?
Yeah.
Now, almost.
Yeah, but he is just like crazy. He's out front of the store begging or whatever. He even hops on the hood of the car. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, and he's talking about buy me a beer for my birthday and stuff. He's like,
oh man, buy me 40 ounces for my birthday.
Let me wash your car for $2. So he's trying to work and stuff for it too.
Man, let me wash your car for $2. Hell no, all you gonna do is smoke it up.
Smokey says, today your birthday?
He
Yeah.
said, what's today?
Today your birthday? What's today? Man, come on. It's off me.
So they go into this store and, the store says that it's black owned.
Yeah, and then out pops somebody who's not black.
Now, we got to give you some context on this. Okay, this is only a few years after the whole Rodney King riots and things like that happened in LA back in the early 90s. So one of the things that would happen is that there would be signs in the different establishments saying that they were black owned, and they clearly were not black owned, but they said that because that was one of the things that helped protect some of the stores when the riots were happening at the time, because the community
Some papers.
So inside of the store, they're gathering up the stuff that they need. And then Ezell decides that he's going to try to do a slip and fall scam on them in the store, which, by the way, clearly is not black owned. They were not destroying the stores that were owned by black folks.
I'm suing y'all. Oh, I'm hurt.
And then we see a cameo from F. Gary Gray, the director.
Oh, my neck, my back, my neck and my back.
In this scene where he's basically like, you slipping and falling, like you full of it.
Man, get your punk ass up. It ain't even wet over here.
Get out. 250 in the jaw.
He's protecting this store owner's interests at this point. And then he's like, get out of here, man, like it's his store. But it could be his store.
More likely it's not. But it could be. And I mean, that's kind of a phenomenon that even today you see, like, especially at like beauty supply stores might be a very common place where you would see this, where, you have a black worker, the black person doesn't own the store, but, the front facing employees are black and look like the customers who come in the store to kind of, I guess, make people feel quote unquote more comfortable, so to speak.
And what we know is Craig went to pick up his check yesterday. Today he's hounding Smokey for $2 that he claims that Smokey owes him, because he's like,
where
man,
your money at, bro?
Get these for me.
I ain't got no money. I ain't got enough.
Man, you owe me $2.
Yeah, I think he bought that gun.
Oh, maybe.
But come on, bro. You spend your whole check on that? Like,
hey, it probably wasn't much. He was doing that unskilled labor.
yeah, but still, like, dang, it was just yesterday.
He probably didn't even have a full-time job. He probably was only working 3-4 hours a day.
Okay, and what, he bought a chicken dinner and his...
Yeah, you should. Listen, back in the day, I remember getting checks. I was in high school and I worked at Popeyes fast food. And I remember when I got a big check for 2 weeks worth of part-time work, that big check was like just a little bit over $300. And I thought I had hit the jackpot. Like, oh man, this is a big check. Typical checks, me working a few days a week after school and stuff. Man, my check might be $100 and something. Them checks go fast.
Yeah, but the next day he didn't have anything. I need to know what Craig done with that money.
What y'all think Craig did with the money? Go to the comments and let us know.
Maybe his daddy taught him that penny pinching.
No, he did.
He just act like you ain't got it.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Act like you ain't got it.
I'm
Yeah,
about,
that
you
might
owe
be
me
true.
$2.
Man, get out. Man, you wrong, brother. You wrong. You wrong. He wrong. Get out.
No, then they head back out.
Hey, thanks, Mo.
Thanks my ass. You better come by my house today and wash my car.
When they get back from the store, Smokey has a car alarm on his Pinto that's broken down. That's not acting right.
His car is just like a total piece of crap. He
Yeah,
can't even
it's
get it
probably
to
like-
stop.
God damn.
Stop your shit.
20-year-old car and stuff. Even with the e-brake, it wouldn't stop or whatever. I don't even think it was a manual.
Oh my gosh. It just is a total piece of crap.
I don't know what was going on with the car at all. But yeah, so that happened. They get out the car, and then The neighbor across the street is just out watering her lawn, and for some reason they just seem to be smitten by her.
In the shortest possible shorts that existed in 1990s, because we know now that like the shorts get even shorter in 2023.
Damn! Parker finer than a motherfucker. I knocked the dust off that pussy.
But like in the 90s, Miss Parker was wearing some really, really short shorts out in the public.
Yeah.
Hi, Miss Parker.
Hi, boys.
We gonna let me fuck, Miss Parker?
What'd you say, honey?
And then she was just watering her lawn, and they were groveling over her.
Oh, she know what she doing with them low ass shorts on. She know we be looking.
And then they're brought back to reality because Craig's mom is going to her car and leaving for work or whatever.
Craig, I'm on my way to work.
And she's telling Craig, you know, look, the cable people supposed to be coming. If the phone rings, answer it, blah, blah, blah. You know, just giving parental instructions, lock up if you leave, et cetera, et cetera.
Spoiler alert, the cable people never came.
And so she looks over and she sees Miss Parker outside, and she's like, she should be ashamed of herself coming outside looking like that.
Oh, look at her. And she gonna be ashamed of herself coming out looking like that.
And it's funny because, you know, she done judged her, but then at the same time, she's just like, hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
Well, call me when you get home. Okay.
Foolishness. Man, it was just a hot Southern California day.
Whatever. Like one of them said,
But
she know what she doing coming out with them shorts
She
on.
had one flower and no grass.
Nothing. But what are you watering, lady? You just out there getting attention from the neighborhood. That's all. But another funny thing, and we go into this in our video that we did about only the real Friday fans recognize this reference to this movie Friday in the movie Nope. That's Jordan Peele's movie. Y'all can check out what exactly it was about that, but it has to do with this scene. So we'll link that in the description. But yeah, so, you know, the mother is leaving for work or whatever, and now Craig is going to have a house to himself to do what he want to do during the day because everybody's gone.
Go in the house and give me something to roll this up with. Hey, bring radio too.
Smokey tell Craig to go in the house to help to get something to roll with and bring the radio. So you gonna bring a whole radio out back in the day. Now you might bring a Bluetooth speaker that ain't gonna hit the same as them speakers from a boombox back in the day. Craig tells Smokey, you a hype, basically saying you a dope fiend.
You a hype.
Smokey replies, you know, basically, God did this and ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed. Weed is from the earth. God put this here for me and you.
He's doing it so much that he can't pay the guy who showed up earlier, Big Worm.
Yeah.
Who you supposed to be selling this stuff for.
I'm in love with Mary Jane. She's my main thing.
You couldn't just wait a little while until Craig's mama left and go to work to smoke. You like, I need to do this right now. Go to my house. Like,
I know you done went to your house. Y'all had to go to the store. You had to do all this other stuff. Yeah, you are like a fiend, though.
When I'm feeling low.
But a lot of people who smoke weed would basically be like, I'm not addicted. I just have this urge. I just can't wake up without doing it.
I mean, it's true, you know, and no matter how you feel about it, like it is definitely a habit at the very least.
Yeah.
It is a habit. And so another thing is that when Craig had gone into the house to get some supplies and stuff for Smokey to roll his stuff up with, the phone rings again and there's a hang up.
Hello?
Another thing that people would do is they wanted to know your business or they would get annoyed with you is they would call your house to annoy you by calling.
Yeah.
The other thing is they would call your house to see if you were home. Because see, there was no, you know, calling somebody's cell phone and whatever. So they want to know, like, if his girlfriend wants to know, is he out with another girl? Is he at the house? What is he doing? So if he pick up the phone, boom, you know he's at the house, right? But she ain't got to answer because she playing games. Of course, there's a montage with the song Mary Jane by Rick James that's playing at the time. And of course, you know, everybody knows what Mary Jane stands for. And if you don't, you should probably go Google it. But anyway, that's going on at this point in the movie. And even like Smokey is having a heyday and they're just basically wasting time on the porch. At one point, Smokey has like 2 joints in his mouth.
Don't forget that Mr. Jones told his son that he needs to go look for a job today.
Because rent is going to be due on the 1st. So toward the end of this little montage with Mary Jane playing, we actually see Smokey dancing like Michael Jackson. Now, this is interesting because Chris Tucker used to do Michael Jackson impersonations, like with his stand-up and everything like that. And so to me, this is why it was even extra funny, because it's kind of a tie-in to Chris Tucker as, you know, a comedic performer.
Pastor shows up and Craig says, put that up. Here come the pastor. And Smokey just like, nah, man, I don't listen to you.
Put that up, man. Here come the pastor.
For what? Probably smoke bud too.
And the pastor is played by the late, great Bernie Mac, who plays this role to a T.
Yeah. He asks, where is Mrs. Jones? And, you know, Craig replies, he ain't there.
How you doing, Brother Craig? But yeah, Sister Jones in?
Nope. Neither's Brother Jones.
Smokey says, you know, where you should be. And he responds,
They both at work.
Well, your ass need to be niggle.
I notice your drugs. And then he tries to get into him. You know what we call drugs, a Cindy Sense.
What we call drugs is 74th Street Baptist Church. We call us sin.
And then you get this whole funny exchange.
Well, around here, between Normandy and Weston,
But he wants some. The pastor want to take a puff or whatever too.
we call this here a little twin.
Wow.
Nigga.
Yeah, because what Smokey said earlier was, oh, man, I ain't listening to you, Craig. He probably smoke weed, too.
Why don't you just give him a little bit for my cataract?
You didn't put in on this, man.
He's a very disrespectful friend because he's at his house.
Right.
And he say, put this up because the pastor's coming. But he's just like, no, I'm going to disregard what you say.
Well, and he already just,
Yeah.
his inhibition's probably down too, because he's been smoking nonstop for however long, you know.
But they're interrupted because the neighbor across the street, Miss Parker, starts to bend over.
And yeah, and they're like, look, she's bending over. And
Look, she bending over.
Claude, have mercy.
the pastor sees it. All three of them are standing there looking. And the pastor goes and runs over there like, Miss Parker.
Miss Parker!
So like he knows everybody in the neighborhood, the pastor does, which, you know, I think just speaks to the sense of community as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hector shows up and tries to holler at Smokey. Smokey is just like, F you.
Sup, Smokey?
Fuck you.
And then Hector pulls off. And Craig asks, why you don't like Hector?
Why y'all like Hector?
But he got a story for him.
Hey, take it easy, Holmes.
I know what I'm doing, man.
And Smokey tells this story of how he got high with Hector and his friend.
It's Angel does, Holmes.
Whatever he had in the smoke left him in Debo's pigeon coop, like acting like a pigeon.
Next thing I know, I was running down the street in my damn drawers.
And this is why he's been kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, jerking around like a pigeon the whole movie.
Get off me. I'm in Debo pigeon coop sweating like a slave.
Smokey, who thought he was smoking weed, but they gave him some wet sherm, whatever y'all call it, wherever you from, angel dust.
And man, I ain't been right ever since then.
Yeah, he started tripping. Yeah, that stuff it's crazy because I seen it totally changes people, right?
That's why I've been like, fuck Hector.
You see some folks, you know, they may do drugs and then when they're not on the drug, then they're kind of back to normal, right? Or there's some level of normal. But it's like something happened with some people on this stuff and you're never the same anymore. It's like something is off with this person. It's a very crazy drug to even get on. So with Craig laughing after he tell the story, how he basically got tricked into smoking wet, it's like, wait, what kind of friend are you? Because I wouldn't be laughing if the person didn't intend on, you know, being indulging in this and then somebody tricking them into doing it.
And maybe Craig doesn't really know enough about all the ins and outs because Craig don't even smoke.
Craig
you know?
know.
Well, all right.
Craig is there. He knows.
I was thinking maybe he just is on the periphery of it. He don't know all the fine details of what people smoke and what they put in their smokes, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, maybe he just kind of laughed like out of like not, you know, just not really understanding the full seriousness of it.
Well, yeah, that's the case because I think a lot of people don't understand the seriousness of the substances.
Well, and he clearly has a lasting effect, you know, acting like this pigeon. But what I also thought was interesting was that Debo had like a whole pigeon